It's the first video of 2019, and unlike last year, I thought we'd start with something big. Not just some pointless Five Nights at Freddy's update, but something that could universally change the way we view some aspect of Five Nights at Freddy's. So today, we're going to be looking at some evidence that supports the idea that Nightmare is one and the same to another character in the Five Nights at Freddy's universe. Place your bets on which character you believe he is, as we uncover the truth behind one of the most mysterious animatronics in Five Nights at Freddy's. What's up, Five Nights at Freddy's fans? I'm Nathan from Awesomegamerdude, and right here, right now, we're going to take a look at the evidence that suggests that Nightmare is Lefty. As always, if you enjoyed today's theory, be sure to give it a big ol' like and subscribe for more Five Nights at Freddy's content, including theories like this one. Now, without further ado, please take your seats as the video is about to begin. Let's get one thing straight. No, I am not basing this theory on the color alone. Although there are very few known animatronics with this color combination, it would be dumb to base this theory on one fact alone. That would be like saying that coffee is chocolate milk because they're both brown. It just doesn't add up or make for a convincing theory. Color aside, these two actually have a lot in common, from the overall shape to the various design choices. For starters, we can see that Nightmare and Lefty both have separate and detached mouths from the head, meaning that their mouths function as a separate piece from the rest of their head. As you can see, this is true for both Lefty and Nightmare. However, this feature isn't all that special because it's common among a bunch of other Freddys, most notably Freddy Fazbear from Five Nights at Freddy's 1. Well, what about the head shape? Both maintain a relatively similar shape, right? Well, again, this trait is shared by a bunch of other Freddys. Yet again, Five Nights at Freddy's 1 Freddy steals the show again, with his even more closer resemblance to Lefty. So it's clear to me we'll have to look at some more similar features, such as the ears. Classic Freddy can't come to the rescue this time, as even he does not possess the rounded ears that Lefty has. Who does have those ears then? Well, actually quite a few, including Nightmare. However, this too isn't all that special and can't be used as evidence either. But we're not done yet, as we've overlooked another important detail. Both Lefty and Nightmare have 5 fingers. This trait isn't all that common in the Five Nights at Freddy's universe, as the only animatronics to have this feature are the Nightmares, Rockstars, and Funtimes. However, still a good amount of animatronics possess these features, so we can't say that these are unique to Lefty and Nightmare. The same things happen with the feet and the eyes. There are just too many animatronics that possess the same red eyes and 4-toed feet. So what does that leave us with? If connections can be made to these other characters, how can we prove Lefty is Nightmare? Well, if we can't prove it based on appearance alone, let's try to prove it by another method. Let's compare the audio clips of Lefty and Nightmare.
There is room for one more. I'm so glad that I found you. Let me make room for you. I've been looking for you, and now I will never let you go. Come spend eternity inside with me. It will all be over soon.
The shadow fears me. I'm here to claim what is left of you. You will not be spared. You will not be saved. I am your wickedness, made of flesh. I will vomit you back to relieve your horror.
Okay, so I'm pretty convinced Nightmare wants us to suffer in the most painful way imaginable. However, Lefty seems like she just wants a friend and doesn't intend to harm you. So it's undoubtedly false that they have any sort of audio connection. So with no connection so far, besides the color and a few features, Unfortunately, Lefty is just not Nightmare. It's sad to have come this far, but emerged with nothing in the end. I know I said I had some really sturdy evidence, but when compared to other animatronics, it's just not that special. So I guess that's it. We tried, but couldn't pull it off in the end. It's like winding the music box in Five Nights at Freddy's 2. Sometimes you try, but in the end you... Wait a minute.
My daughter, if you can hear me, I knew you would return as well. It's in your nature to protect the innocent. I'm sorry that on that day, the day you were shut out and left to die, no one was there to lift you up into their arms, the way you lifted others into yours. And then, what became of you? I should have known you wouldn't be content to disappear. Not my daughter. I couldn't save you then, so let me save you now. It's time to rest, for you, and for those you have carried in your arms. This ends, for all of us, in communication.
There's one thing I haven't considered. The fact that Lefty is the Marionette. So what does that mean for our theory? Well, take one look at Security Puppet and compare that to the look of the puppet. They're pretty similar with the same color pattern and red cheeks. However, the mask and eye sockets are differently shaped and have little resemblance to the very small eyes of the Marionette. Now take a look at another similar character, Nightmarion. Unlike the puppet, it has the mask design of Security Puppet, but lacks the red cheeks of the Marionette. Design-wise, Nightmarion is much more similar to the puppet, but it could be argued otherwise because of the red cheeks. So, why am I telling you this? Well, what character do we know to possess red cheeks with its counterpart lacking that feature? None other than Lefty and Nightmare. Lefty has red cheeks while Nightmare doesn't. The similarities don't stop there, because we know for a fact that Lefty and Security Puppet exist in the same place, with one replacing one another. When Security Puppet inhabits Lefty, she disappears. Throughout Five Nights at Freddy's 6, we never see Security Puppet come out of Lefty ever again, just as Nightmare is replaced with Nightmarion in Five Nights at Freddy's 4 Halloween Edition. It made sense why Fredbear was replaced by Nightmare for Nightmare mode, because honestly Nightmare is just a color swap of Fredbear. They were the same character, only Nightmare was tougher to tackle. But why does Nightmarion get this role? After all, Nightmarion has a completely different design and looks virtually nothing like Fredbear and Nightmare. The only way it makes sense for Nightmarion to be a part of that night is if it and Nightmarion aren't so different after all. Where have we seen this happen elsewhere? It's the same connection between Lefty and the puppet. Nightmare and Nightmarion are the Nightmare variants of Lefty and the puppet. It all adds up, from the look of the animatronics to the mechanics and story. But if we accept this theory as fact, we can take it a step further and fix the timeline. Heck, we can use this evidence to definitively prove when Five Nights at Freddy's Pizzeria Simulator takes place. However, that will have to wait for another day. I know, I hate to leave it off as a cliffhanger, but this video would be way too complicated if we just kept going. I think possibly solving Nightmare and Nightmarion's existence is enough for one day. I say possibly because as much as I'm convinced that I'm onto something, I can never definitively label something as fact unless it is proven true by Scott Cawthon himself. So for the time being, this is still a theory, and I'm pretty sure it'll stay this way forever. So that just about does it for this video. I really hope you enjoyed it, because I especially had a ton of fun making this theory. Do you think I'm right about Nightmare's identity? Do you think I'm wrong? Don't hesitate to tell me in the comments below. I'd love to hear about what you guys think about this theory, and if you really want another one using this evidence, I'm more than willing to develop this further if you all wish. So with that said, thank you for watching, and thank you for selecting Awesomegamerdude, and I'll see you all back here soon. Goodbye for now, and happy theorizing!